Did you know that ketchup wasn't always a tomato-based condiment? In fact, the original ketchup was made from fermented fish. Let's dive into this wild twist in culinary history. Back in the 17th century, British sailors came across a popular sauce in Southeast Asia called ke-tsiap, a salty, fermented fish sauce used to enhance the flavor of their meals. This sauce was quite different from what we think of as ketchup today. The British were fascinated by its rich umami punch, a deep savory flavor that complemented their simple meals during long sea voyages. They brought the recipe back to Europe, but since tomatoes weren't widely used or even popular in England at the time, cooks started experimenting with other ingredients to replicate that unique taste. Instead of fermented fish, they turned to mushrooms, walnuts, and even anchovies to mimic the savory depth and complexity of the original sauce. These early versions of ketchup varied widely, often reflecting local tastes and available resources. Some recipes included vinegar, spices like cloves and cinnamon, and sometimes sugar, all aimed at balancing the salty, pungent base with sweetness and warmth. It wasn't until the early 19th century that tomatoes entered the ketchup scene in a significant way. American innovators began adapting the recipe to include ripe tomatoes, sugar, and spices, which transformed ketchup into the sweet and tangy sauce we recognize today. This shift was partly due to the increasing availability of tomatoes and a growing preference for sweeter, fruit-based condiments. The earliest known published tomato ketchup recipe dates back to 1812, and by the mid-1800s, commercial tomato ketchup was being produced and sold widely. This evolution of ketchup is more than just a recipe change. It reflects a fascinating story of cultural exchange, trade routes, and food innovation across continents. Imagine, a sauce that began as a pungent fish extract eventually transformed into a beloved table staple enjoyed worldwide. The story of ketchup is intertwined with global history. The British sailors who first encountered ke-tsiap were part of expanding trade networks during the Age of Exploration, which facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and culinary practices between Europe and Asia. This cross-cultural interaction led to the adaptation of foreign flavors into Western cooking traditions. Over time, ketchup also influenced other culinary creations. For example, the concept of a savory spiced sauce was adapted into barbecue sauces, steak sauces, and various dips, all tracing their lineage back to that original fermented fish sauce. Ketchup's journey didn't stop there. In the 20th century, technological advances in food production, such as canning and bottling, made ketchup affordable and accessible to the masses. Companies like Heinz standardized recipes and quality, helping to cement ketchup's place in global cuisine. Today, ketchup is not only a popular condiment in the United States and Europe, but has also been embraced and adapted in countries around the world, often featuring local twists like added spices or different sweeteners. What's truly remarkable about ketchup is how it illustrates the dynamic nature of food culture. Ingredients come and go, recipes evolve, and tastes change, all influenced by historical events, migration, and economic factors. The humble ketchup bottle on your table is a testament to centuries of adaptation, creativity, and cultural blending. So next time you dip your fries or spread ketchup on a burger, remember its unexpected journey from fermented fish barrels to the bottle in your fridge. It's a story of exploration, experimentation, and culinary transformation. And it makes you wonder, what other everyday foods do you think have surprising origins hidden in history? From chocolate to vanilla, from coffee to cheese, many of the flavors we take for granted have rich histories full of twists and turns, shaped by the people and places that brought them to our tables. Food is not just sustenance, it is a living record of human connection and innovation.